Well, it's officially Pollinator Week this week, and we are joined by the pros to talk a little bit about how we can help support our pollinators this morning. Tim Jackson is here. Good to see you again.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, happy Pollinator Week.
Yeah, I guess it's Pollinator Week.
It is a big deal. I think people underestimate, it really is, underestimate the importance of our pollinators out there.
Oh, it's a fact. It's a fact.
Right? Because our world would be very different if we
It would. We'd have nothing to eat.
Exactly. If we wouldn't have a whole bunch of things. So let's talk a little bit about pollinators. I know people think about bees, but there's other kind of insects that are pollinators too, right?
Of course. Ants, believe it or not, are great pollinators.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Flies, the nuisance pest of flies, are pollinators. Butterflies, hummingbirds, just a number of things.
You're telling me those pesky flies that we have this summer, I feel in particular, they're so bad, they're actually pollinators?
They are, they're a nuisance, but they are pollinators.
Yeah, okay, good to know. And I was reading some statistic, like 85% of our plants actually require a pollinator to grow and thrive.
Absolutely right. It's 85% dependent on pollinators or they can't survive.
Really?
Really?
So many. So is that everything from weeds to shrubs to trees? I mean...
Yeah, it's a broad swath, but 85% of all plants require a pollinator.
Okay, so give me a grim image of what the world would look like without these pollinators. I mean,
well,
it'd be pretty bad shape, right?
I read a statistic that we would be out of food in about 4 months without pollinators. Yeah, it'd be bad.
Oh my goodness. So big takeaway here is save the bees.
Right. Let's save the bees. Save the trees and the bees.
Save the trees and the bees. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it was that bad. Okay. So I know here in Texas we have certain trees that are good for us to plant to help support our pollinators. Can you give me some examples?
Absolutely. Number one, right off the bat, native live oaks. Live oaks are huge trees, and they make flowers, believe it or not. They're not showy, they're not pretty, they're mostly that, you know, the brown tassels that get into your pool filters and fall all over your patio?
That's their flower.
That's the oak flower. The green pollen everywhere?
Yeah.
That's from mostly the live oaks, and it's messy, but they are wonderful food for bees.
Oh my goodness. So even though we're suffering from allergies, we still need those live oaks.
Gotta have them.
You gotta have them.
them.
Okay, oak is a good one. Name some others.
Oh gosh, redbuds are wonderful, but they only bloom for a short while, so you get that great explosion of bloom early spring. Tulip poplars are great. We don't get a lot here, but they are wonderful.
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen that.
They exist, but I've only seen a few in town. Also, I'm a big fan of crepe myrtles. They bloom like mad all year long.
Yeah.
And that's another great one. And southern magnolia.
Southern magnolia, and that's what we're looking at our screen right there, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Those are pretty too. So what about plants and shrubs? Let's say, you know, I've got some oak in my backyard, I've got some crepe myrtles, but are there any shrubs or plants that I can help for the pollinator that I can plant?
Oh gosh, nandinas.
Nandinas, okay.
Bloom some, but they're very consistent. Salvia of all kinds. Twisted leaf yucca, red yuccas, they just all produce flowers and they're wonderful pollinators.
And the salvias are the ones that come in, I mean, yellow, red, different kind of flowers. I think I had some of those in my backyard.
And lantanas, let's don't forget those.
There we go. Those are fantastic. I remember we had so many bees with our lantanas. And then, so if we are going to go out there and take these 5 suggestions from you, we're going to start planting our trees. When's the best time?
Oh gosh, if you're planting trees, try to wait till fall. The water demand is just incredible right now. You'll have a much better time planting and succeeding with the tree if you wait till it's cooler, because right now the water is scarce and the temperature is just too high.
Okay, does that go for the plants and shrubs also, the lantanas and the salvias?
It's a little easier to water the small stuff, and irrigation works with those pretty well, but the trees that need a little deeper watering to establish, just wait till fall.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you guys, we cannot last 4 months without food, so we need the pollinators. Support them the best way you can. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And we're going to post this on our website, a little recap if you want to go over the 5 top pollinator trees that you can plant in your backyard, some of those shrubs again. Just visit our website, saliving.com.